Flight 23, the first retail storefront for the Jordan brand, opened at the Foot Action location on 225 West 34th Street on February 1st. Jason Bisnoff has the story.
The store is beautiful. It's a mecca to Michael Jordan and his, not just his shoes, but the lifestyle that goes along with his sneakers, because that's what they're really selling there at the store. They're not just selling shoes, they're selling the clothes, they're selling the attitude, they're selling, the jump man. You want to be like Mike? Come here to the store and buy these products. And my name's Mitch, and I collect sneakers. My love of shoes first began when I saw a pair of Nike Air Pennies, and they were just such a radical shoe for the time. I thought, oh my God, I have to have these. But at the time, I grew up in a trailer, and my parents didn't have much money. They'd buy me one pair of sneakers, and those would have to last the entire year. Some kids got multiple pairs of sneakers, so I'd see kids in Air Pennies and Air Jordans, and I never was able to afford them until I got a real job. And I think that's a sneakerhead-ism. A lot of people who buy shoes, they couldn't get them when they were a young kid, and they wanted them, and now that they can get them, they do.
Jordan revenues last year were about $2.5 billion at retail in the U.S. Overall, the sneaker market in the U.S. is about $22 billion at retail, so Jordan brand was about 11%. Last year in the basketball market in the U.S., Jordan brand controlled 54% of the basketball marketplace, and Nike brand controlled another 38%. So Nike Inc. in the U.S. controls 92% of the basketball market.
What keeps Jordans around is hype. I used to be able to go to Foot Locker around the corner when I was a teen and pick up a pair of sneakers that came out 2 months after they had come out. Nowadays, if I'm not there by 10 o'clock and the store opens at 9, they're sold out of every single size. That's what is really going to be happening a lot at Flight 23. When there's a shoe coming out, you'll see the line going around the corner on 34th.
Kickstarter X first started back in, I'd say, about 2011. My first year, about $600,000 in revenue, and that was basically last year, 2012. For 13, we did close to $2 million, and I'd say for 14, we're probably on pace to 3.5.
Resale market is very interesting because it can often sell for 3, 4, 5 times what the suggested retail is. Resale market's about a $200 million market. But there's really no way to measure because they're all private sales. And so they don't go through a cash register. There's no accounting for it.
These shoes, the big deal behind it is, in essence, just supply and demand. You have the legend of Michael Jordan, which is the greatest of all time as far as athletes go. His iconic shoe line. I mean, there are other shoes that are similar to his that also get good resale value, but he's the creme de la creme. And the main store right now that was in the city was House of Hoops in Harlem. That was like the store. They get, whenever release happens, no matter how exclusive the release, they always get a pair. Flight 23 is definitely going to be now another House of Hoops, if I was to guess.
Well, I think the idea here is to really represent the brand in its fullest breadth of product offerings, both in apparel and in footwear. I think you'll see them open up additional stores as long as this one is successful. The early results appear to be quite successful.
Jason Bisnoff, Manhattan.